Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burn This Podcast, the podcast from Burn This Records. Imagine such a thing. My name's Brandie Posey. I am the host and founder of podcast and record label. We're just a bunch of funny people who are pretty good putting out some jokes to make you laugh. You're hearing from me, which means I have an amazing album up for pre-sale right now. This one is from Sari Beliak out of Phoenix, Arizona. The album is called Dead Dog Mom. It's an absolute delight, as is Sari. I really enjoyed my conversation with her. We're talking cocaine, we're talking dogs, we're talking board games and swords. Enjoy and pick up a pre-sale, why don't you? It's out everywhere Friday. All right, on to the show.
We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn.
This podcast.
I need no help or encouragement being a maximalist. As you can see behind me, it's a problem. It is a real problem.
No, I'm into it. Who's on top of the bookshelf? Is that
Are you looking Gilda Radner?
Yeah, it is Gilda, right? Okay, cool.
Gilda
That's what I
Radner.
thought.
And then
Yeah.
also Kristen Leidy of
Yes!
Records fame.
Hell yeah, there's
Very good
that
company.
vinyl.
Prince is up there too, so she's in good company up there.
Absolutely. That's a hell of a shelf. I love that.
Yeah. I have my JT, I got my own little Sari toy up there.
Yes, the real action figures.
Yeah, not AI. I got
No.
a real one.
Absolutely not. I have this is my where is it? That's John Waters. And then Jenny Lewis. And then this cat over here is actually it's not an original. But I did get printed for myself a John Hinckley Jr. cat painting. Because John Hinckley Jr., after he got out of prison, he started getting into painting cats. And he sells them on eBay for like thousands of dollars. And I was like, I would like one, but I'm not going to do that. So I just put one on a canvas for like $20.
We should, for the duration of this episode, just exclusively describe to listeners what's in the room. As
Absolutely.
They can't see, just like, what's on the shelf? Just like, what's behind you?
I want them to paint a picture in their own minds and figure it out.
A whole bunch of random books that you can't see.
Yeah. Oh, mine is piled here. The pile is over here. Well, there is a pile there too, but you know,
Yes.
it's
There's
all
a
good.
shelf out of sight here. So I decided, I spent Inauguration Day,
Mhm.
Instead of watching, I was like, I'm going to start a little free library. And I was so excited about it. And I just was like, I started buying up books. And I'm so excited about starting this little free library. I was like, we're going to have zines. We're going to have recipes. I'm going to have toys, this and that. And then I was like, wait, we rent. I should probably ask our landlord. And thankfully, he's actually an excellent human. He was like, yeah, of course. Like, you can set it up here. But I just like started stockpiling books and stuff that I was like, we're going to indoctrinate the youth in the best way possible. And I just have like 5 levels of books. Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, we actually need to get the library going.
Yeah.
We're running out of space for books.
I like that. I don't know anybody that is in charge of a free library. I know, like, I've donated books, I've pulled books. I know people that have done that, but like to take it on, you're a free librarian. I love that.
I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm in Phoenix, and we're in like a more progressive-ish area, and there's actually in our neighborhood, like each street kind of has one. People usually have some pretty cool stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to some people and ask them, like, have you had any like weird stuff happen? They're like, occasionally people will leave weird stuff or say stuff, but it's like, I feel like we should be encouraging people to read books now. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. We're still in Arizona, so it's you just never know.
Yeah, for sure. It's wild. I've never done a show in Phoenix without seeing a fight or being in a fight. I haven't been there that many times, but that is like been marked every time I've come through.
I apologize on behalf of this city. It is a truly wild place, and I feel like I'm in like a weird pocket of it where I've described like really like performing. It's like
Mhm.
driving 45 minutes east or west. It's like
Yeah.
you'll get people like saying weird shit or yelling stuff or storming out of shows or
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have like that the I mean, those are road shows like very easily though.
Mhm.
Like that's a good way to
Yes.
like um perfect a joke and like work it in front of different audiences. I feel like in LA we can definitely get into like a bubble for sure. And
Hmm.
it takes like a few hours to kind of get into anything that's different. And even then it's like questionable still because it's like the
Yeah.
people that are coming to stuff are like still going to be hip for the most part.
Yeah. I was on a show a few years ago in Prescott, which is like an hour and a half north from here. Very red town. And the lineup was like very queer and like people of color and just like a whole
Mhm.
mix of people. And they were not feeling us like at all. They were for sure, they were like not
What the
in,
fuck?
it was
Yeah.
not their vibe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like the comic that went up before me said something that was just like, to me, kind of like uh, what I would think is like a neutral statement of like, I just think women should like have control over their own bodies. And I saw two women just literally like cross their arms and just like roll their eyes like, like loud inside. And I was like, cool, I have to go do like 25 minutes after this. Awesome, awesome. I think all of us, like,
Hooray.
normally we'd like stay after and hang
Yeah.
out and have a beer. We all just like immediately like drive right back to Phoenix. Like, oh boy,
Yeah,
not for us.
exactly. Like, no, this two ladies just like, I'd like to be a passenger seat in my life. That's fine. Just look out the
Mm-hmm.
window, let Jesus take the wheel.
I love voting against my own interests.
It's so fun
It feels great.
because
I just don't like the stress of having to think about my own body.
no, the less rights I have, the less choices I have to make, the less wrinkles are in my brain, the
That's
younger
true.
I'll
It
look
does make less
forever.
wrinkles, less dis-
Yeah.
That is a good point, Brandy. You
Yeah.
you do make a good point there.
Yeah, I'm just adding that's the LA talking. It's just the important thing is to stay as smooth as
As smooth as
possible.
possible. I know. As I'm like making crazy faces,
Oh,
looking at
I
my
do.
reflection, I'm like, wow, do I really make that many facial expressions?
Oh, I do all the time too. I mean, that's why I've entered my bang era, which is nice.
Yeah, I have a friend. She calls it bang talks. She's like, so I don't have
Yes.
to worry about the forehead.
Yeah, it's great. It's
I love it.
fine. I check it. Although it's funny, I realize like I I don't look at myself that much. Like
Yeah.
I don't look in the mirror like most days, but I am at an age now where like I'll get like chin hairs that just appear overnight out of nowhere. And
Hmm.
like I've had my boyfriend enough times be like, "Hey man, look, I love you. You need to like please take care of that though." That I've
Yeah.
been like, okay, I need to actually like start looking at myself more often, but not in like a vain way and like a oh shit, okay, let me get my fucking
Yeah, there's for sure like in certain lighting, because I'm just like, whatever, just like put
Yeah.
on, do enough to like be out in society. Okay, whatever. And that usually for me, it's like in the car, if I pull down that mirror,
Yeah.
as I'm like, oh, good God, I look like I could be in ZZ Top. Like, I
Yeah,
should
yeah.
probably handle this.
I got a strange compliment from a man the other day. I know that's shocking, but I was at the post office and because I'm 100 years old, and this guy said, "I just want to compliment you. You look so beautiful." I was like, "Wow, that's really nice. That doesn't usually happen." Then he kept talking. You guys. He was like, "Yeah, I think it's really brave that you're here not wearing any makeup." Because the other women here at this post office, they like put some effort into their appearance, you know? But not you. And I heard the rest of it, you know? Just like, not you, ma'am. You're just kind of giving up on life, just out here raw dogging. You got no makeup on, just a messy Jufro, no bra, just you're out here in these streets. I was like, wow, this compliment could have ended like 45 seconds ago. Just like, yeah, you got some real beefy haunches. You look like you could really. pack away some food. A real prize-winning heifer here. I was like, wow. I think if you're going to compliment a woman, just kind of get in and get out. You know, just sprinkle it and then leave her life forever. You know, just...
I have a theory that the Brave Little Toaster turned our generation kind of into hoarders a little bit, because it put a face on everything we own. And I like genuinely have had to be like, no, that calculator is not going to be mad if you give it to someone else that will actually use it. You know? That's definitely like a thing. Oh, you might hear my dog grumping around in the background. To the listeners, if you hear him, sorry, he's ancient and refuses to let me podcast in peace.
Oh, I have his sticker right here.
Oh, the baby boy. Yeah, he's on the logo, my little wee man. He just turned 18 a few weeks ago. Yeah.
That's a good number in Judaism. That's a lucky number.
Yes. Hell yeah, it is. I'll take it. We got him
18. That's incredible.
I know. When I got him when I was 25, and he was like two years old, and I was like, he was 2 years old then. And I remember getting him and being like, if you make it to my 40s, then nothing else matters. That'll be the best thing that's ever happened. And I turned 40, and then he turned 18, and I was just like, holy shit, we did it, buddy. I guess
That's
I'm not
incredible.
Yeah.
What breed is he?
Oh, he's like a Chihuahua, Dachshund, Terrier, Bichon Frise mix. His DNA is such crazy.
I know he's a whole
yeah. Mostly Chihuahua though is the main thing. And he they're just little freaks. They just want to live forever. I was trying to find it, but I can't. Where is it? My boyfriend for his 18th birthday made him a play dog, where he just printed out a bunch of pictures of dogs in bikinis.
Oh my gosh.
Like bound it together for him. We took him to the park, and he was just like, we took a couple pictures with him. I bought him a pack of cigarettes, and I felt like a complete narc because I don't smoke. And I was just like, the Yellow American Spirits?
Yeah, I have never smoked a cigarette in my life. I wouldn't know either.
Yeah, I was like, I think most of my friends smoke that one, I think. And I guess my dog would smoke the same cigarette. They look cool. I don't know. We don't. California illegal, made menthols illegal. So like,
oh really?
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay. But also I'm like, would you smoke menthols? Would you be mad about this? Are you more of a vapor? No, he's a cigarette guy.
Not.
No.
I mean, I'm only going based off of like photos and stuff. He doesn't seem like a vape kind of guy.
No, I think he might be a pipe guy, but I wasn't about to find like
that does pipe. The pipe I could see. That checks out.
What do you think your dog's vices would be if he was able to to act upon them?
Oh gosh, he has so many. Because he's such a butthead. So we've had our dog now for just about a year, and he is so cute. And we got him from a rescue, and he was living with like 9 other dogs, like very big dogs, and he's just like a little guy. He's like 15 pounds. And truly, they were like, "Oh, he loves other dogs," and they just like sold us such a lemon. They were just like, "We gotta get him out of here. We have too many freaking dogs in our apartment." There was like a Great Pyrenees or something, so he's afraid of big dogs.
Oh.
He would try to fight every dog. He's doing a lot better, but it was like a big adjustment period where it was like, "Oh, he's like aggressive," and we're like, oh, he's gonna try to like kill everyone. He loves people so much. He's a huge flirt. Like when I take him out, people are constantly like, oh my god, what kind of dog is he? He's so cute. Like he truly is like a big like Instagram kind of dog.
Yeah.
People are like, when I take him to the vet, they're just like, oh my god, Farley's here, and we'll like come around.
Wow.
Like swarmed, and he's just like shaking his butt, like, hey, his little tail.
Have you thought about starting an account for him?
I mean, I barely want to be on social media.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean that is the thing. It seems like a lot.
I have been posting pictures and like stories, posting him on there because he is so cute, and I'm like, the world needs joy. And who doesn't want to see a cute dog?
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been doing that. He would probably have a lot of vices. He seems like he would do cocaine.
Okay.
I get like cocaine vibes from him.
Farley's like, let's fucking party. I got ideas in the bathroom. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he gets like moody. Not so much anymore, but at first he would just like he'd be hanging out with us and then he'd just like kind of all of a sudden he's like, I'm done with you guys, and like go in the other room. Like, what happened? Yeah, he seems like he would probably do coke.
Do you guys ever think how weird it is that some dogs have jobs? Like, I think that's crazy. And some of them have really important jobs, you guys. They like sniff for bombs and let people know they're about to have a seizure, or they help blind people. Those are important jobs. Like, I don't think anybody here could handle doing any of those jobs. I mean, probably the only job here I would guess maybe is like sniffing for drugs. I feel like some people in this room have some experience sniffing for drugs, if you know what I mean. But like most of us have called out of work because like the vibes were off, you know, or just like cry in a walk-in fridge, having your mentee be. I think it would be cool if dogs had more jobs in society. You know, like what if they delivered the mail? Like that'd be cute. I haven't figured out the logistics, but I feel like riding in a car, sticking their head out the window, bringing people junk, it could be cute. I don't know.
You talk about him a little bit on the album. You also talk about your last dog, Johnny, and your tribute to him like is so sweet and touching, and I really love it.
Thank you.
I was re-listening to it yesterday, and I was uploading everything, and I was just like, man, I love this. I
hope people like it, and I hope it doesn't make people too sad. That's like
I don't think it will. I think it's real. I think it's relatable, and I think it's like it's very silly and fun. And you know what's interesting? You and Shanda both have jokes about dogs that have passed away. So 2 of the 4 albums that have come out this year, I was like, well, the label's got a vibe.
Yeah.
We're pulling in.
I feel like, I mean, I don't have to tell you how amazing Altercation Festival is, but like that space, I feel like I could not have recorded that anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like the people there were just so there for it. They were like down for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it really felt like safe space in the best way, not in like the mocking way that people have turned that word, but it just felt like people were absolutely there for it, and I felt like I could try that out with them, and it wouldn't be like, why are you being a bummer? Like, why are this is supposed to be funny? But and I know like people were, I saw like some people kind of like, oh, like very touched by it, but like the title, somebody was asking me about the title that obviously hasn't heard it yet, and they're like, oh, is that from a joke? I was like, it's more from like throughout the festival, people coming up to me and like, this is this is Biscuit, and like this is Scooter, and we had to like showing me pictures of their dog, or like that was alive maybe, or like, oh, we had to put, you know, Snickers down or so and so, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be the dead dog comic. I've done this to myself, like, you know, it was so sweet, and I appreciated like people coming up to me and like, you know, telling me all about their pets and stuff. But I was like, I almost called the album The Dog with the Hog, because, you know, he was absolutely packing. But yeah, I was just like, oh, this is going to be my thing. It's people coming up to me and being like, oh, we had a dog too, and he died. And like, yeah, dogs, they're the best. That's the only thing wrong with them is,
yeah, they live a little bit less than us. Yeah, that's
their only fault.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I think it's like important to like, you know, talk about, hey, this is that's how I process things, you know, with comics. Like it's to be able to laugh at a thing that hurt you is, I think, like a real gift, you know.
Yeah, and just like that dog was so loved by so many people, that it felt like a joyful thing to do. Like, you know, obviously there's like in certain moments certain memories or like looking at pictures, something will catch me and, it'll get the tears going. But it was like, there would be comics that would come through town and stay with me and would meet him once and like, have pictures of him or would remember him. And I did a writing fellowship at the Onion in Chicago, and Johnny would come with me to the office and he would just like walk around the office. So like sometimes I would lose track of him and he would just like be hanging out with the art department or like in a meeting with the like video department. And he just was like this big snuggly, like Eeyore kind of energy. Oh, he absolutely did his job. Like, there's nothing to be sad about. Like, that's what we're supposed to do is like make each other feel better and bring joy. Like,
yeah, it's celebration. It's great. It's the way to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his job. We talk about dogs with jobs a lot on the album, which I like.
Yeah, he absolutely did his job. So
yeah, exactly. Jack, I don't know. You're doing a job. You're doing pretty good.
What job do you think he maybe would have done in his younger years?
Self-appointed security guard / janitor, because he
Janitor,
has bitten so many comedians.
Really?
Yeah, he's in his younger years. He bit a lot of people.
Like, were they getting like too like in his space or something, or he just was like, I don't like your jokes.
I just don't like your jokes. Like he's he's actually like an asshole. Like I love him very much, but he's like an asshole. If he likes you, it's like a big deal. He's more of like a mean cat. Is kind of his vibe, but like he's so small. It's like he bites shoes. Like that's the thing. He's just bitten so many. He's probably bitten like 20 comedian shoes. It's like the comedy festival I could throw for the people my dog is bitten is it's pretty good fest. It's a couple of big headliners on there too. I'm sorry. He's a jerk. I don't know. I think my theory on him is always like, because I got him at 2, and like I feel like he was some like little abuelita's dog, and she loved what a spoiled brat he was, and like, he was mean to her family, and she just laughed at him every day. And then she died, and the family said, "Fuck this dog," and like threw him in a dumpster. That's he was found in a dumpster, so I think that like that's my theory to what happened. I don't know. I've never gotten a pet psychic to ask. I've always been mildly curious, but
I've just started my algorithm. Speaking of social media, started showing me like pet psychic videos, and I'm hooked on these videos. They are so sweet. I was actually watching one before this podcast and was crying because they're just so sweet. There was one, and the dog was like telling the psychic, the dog's like, I want to go to a rose garden and I want to hold hands with grandma and grandpa. And I'm just like sitting there crying.
Oh my God. Yeah, I would be too.
It's the sweetest stuff. Like,
oh my gosh. Phone, do you hear this? Please start showing me these things. This is shit I would like to see, please.
Right. I was like, Eric, it's only like $75. Should we like go talk to a pet psychic?
Marley's just like, okay, man, listen, I got ideas about the house. I got ideas about how we're gonna
put it all in Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He's a crypto, bro.
Want a Cybertruck?
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta listen to more dubstep around the house. Do we have any dubstep?
Oh no, I thought I loved my dog, but it turns out he's awful. My dog loves Elon.
He's chilling now. He's figured out the vibe.
Yeah.
It's like really, it took almost a year, I feel like. And then it's like right around the 1 year mark, he was like, oh, okay, I'm safe here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby. I love
that. You guys are keeping me. Like, I don't know what you went through. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what these guys experience?
I feel like this is going well, and I'd like to bring down the energy for a minute here. Thank you. Since I was last here in Austin, since I saw you guys, I lost my dog. Thank you. I mean, I know where he is. He's in our front yard. He's buried there. But I was really lucky for like over 8 years, I had the best dog in the world. I know they are all the best dog in the world. That's a feature of dogs. I had this dog. His name was Johnny Marr. He was named after the... He was named after the guitarist from the Smiths for no reason other than the fact that I got him like a few days after the election in 2016, and I was doing a lot of crying. I got him from a rescue, this adorable little poodle. He looked like a little lamb. And I went to meet him, and the woman there introduced me to him, which was very cute. And she was like, he doesn't like cats, he doesn't like loud noises, and he's very well endowed. And I was like, that's such a weird thing to say about a dog. But yo, you guys, this poodle was packing, okay? This poodle was packing. Some might say, like, the poodle with the noodle. Dog Diggler, that's another good one. Or even the dog with the hog. This dog was put in the cock and cockapoo, is what I'm saying. And I was really lucky. I was like, I'll take him. Mama loves her, a good sad boy. And I had like 8 wonderful years with this dog, but unfortunately, as the only bad thing about having pets in our lives is that they die. And when it came time for us to put him down, my husband and I decided that we were going to bury him in the front yard. Please don't tell my landlord. It wasn't on the lease, so I feel like it's fair game. Now, who here has ever dug a grave? Anybody? That's so weird. I thought this would be more of a body burying crowd. It's a lot of work, but my husband, luckily, as nerdy and wonderful as he is, he got to work. He did a great job, but I was like, I'm going to go to Trader Joe's and get flowers for this upcoming dog funeral.
You have some really great stories about your job on the album that I really, really enjoy. Are you still working there?
At the barista job?
Yeah.
Yes, I am still working there. They
Okay, cool.
have not fired me for bumping into any children. Yes.
It's interesting because I feel like unless you're a comic that has kids, I feel like you aren't around kids very often. I'll be surprised by, like, if I go to, like, I just went to the doctor the other day for like a blood test, and there was like a bunch of kids and then also old people around, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not usually around people that aren't like close to my age
Yeah.
and also wear skinny jeans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I headlined a show last night and it was very funny because it was all like our age and a little bit younger. So I'm gonna say like, let's say like 26 to like 40-ish demographic. And I did some jokes and like some other, like newer stuff around there. And I was like, do we like kids? And it was like silent. I was like, this is not a children crowd.
No.
It's so funny because, you know, a lot of the shows that I do, you know, it's like older parents, or they're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, oh my God, my daughter's perfect. Like,
Yeah.
very funny energy.
It's funny, my boyfriend's like, he's getting a vasectomy soon, because we're just like aunt and uncle material. No, thank you. But he had like, he's supposed to get it yesterday, and I went with him, and he's fine if I talk about this on the podcast. They just hadn't had him fill out this paperwork the last time he was there, which was really annoying because in California you legally have to sign a paper that says that you've been sterilized, which is just weird, but I guess you probably
Okay.
do it in every state. I'm like, why do you have a log of this? But whatever. But he got all hooked up and everything. But his nurse, he was talking to his nurse, and she was like, yeah, I mean, I do this all day long. We get a lot of 20, 21-year-olds that come in here. Those kids are built different. They're just all saying no. And I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
I had no idea that there's all these like 21-year-old guys just going in for vasectomies, like out of the gate.
And it's so crazy to me that it's like just walk in and they're like, yep, sign here, walk through this door, because I don't have to tell you, that's not the experience for women.
No, you got to come there, you got to sign a paper, come back 3 days later, and then you're good to go. That's it. Easy peasy. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
it's like,
opposite.
we're gonna need a letter from your pastor. Also, we're gonna need like a sponsor. We should probably get. Is your father okay with you having a hysterectomy? Like, ooh,
I didn't know.
that's
Yeah. Yeah,
interesting.
my Anna Valenzuela's had a hysterectomy like last year, or no, 2 years ago at this point, and like because she's having
Yeah,
health issues around it, and like the amount of bullshit it took to get that signed off on
yeah.
was crazy. She was like, I can't have kids. Just rip it out. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. But it took forever. She was like, I've been bleeding
Hmm.
for years. Can I stop,
Infuriating.
please? Yeah, but that's okay. He'll get his balls chopped off soon. He just had to reschedule for next week. So I was like, all right, well, we'll come back next week and I'll buy you Rice Krispies afterwards. That's what he was asking for. He was like, I think I'm gonna eat like a box of cereal, which is like the millennial comfort, I'm depressed thing. I think
That's
we just like we're the box of cereal
yeah.
generation.
Oh my gosh, that's really cute.
Yeah, so we need a box of Rice Krispies. Can you get strawberries? I was like, yes. Yeah, I'll get you a bunch of strawberries for your Rice Krispies while you're sitting on an
Do
ice
you
pack. It'll
remember
be
the
good.
Rice Krispie Treat cereal? It was so good.
Yes.
It
Oh
was like a
man.
turquoise box.
Yeah.
That was
Yes. That shit was, man. So what a
yeah.
genius idea. We really did have the best childhoods, I
Yeah,
think.
that I mean for sure if we're talking cereal, never.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
love baking and I've never made Rice Krispie treats, but I found this recipe when I was shopping for books for the little free
Mhm.
library. Apparently the dollar store, Dollar Tree, sometimes you can find some great books there. It's a lot of Jesus stuff and Bibles, but occasionally you can find some bangers in there. But I found a really great cookbook and they have the most incredible looking Rice Krispie treats in there that have like it's just kind of like fruity pebbles and Oreos and like pretzels and potato chips and stuff in there. They're just like throw whatever you want, like white chocolate chips, and they look magnificent. I'll keep you posted if I make them.
Please.
I don't know if you're a sweets gal, but I was
Oh,
like,
too much.
I gotta make.
Unfortunately, too much so. Wish I could be a little bit less, but that's my
Yeah,
vice of choice for
yes,
sure.
yes, Sam.
Yeah, as kids like me, I mean, my dad, me and my brother all had our own bottles of Hershey syrup as kids that we would just fucking raw dog to the gullet. Disgusting. As an adult, I'm like, you were an adult. Why did you like encourage that with us? But like, man,
Yeah,
no. Yeah, I remember like there was like some point where I was like, man, I don't need to like be jonesing for anything more than I am for like sugar. So I think I'm good.
that's really cute to just picture you guys with like your own personal bottle.
Brandy just written across it. Every time I see it in the store, I'm just like, God damn, you should have diabetes, I think.
Yeah, I also feel like I should have diabetes. Like
Yeah.
I'm surprised that I don't. That's what I will say.
Yes, that's kind of how I feel too. And I think like in the last year or two, I've tried to be like, you might have been playing with house money for a little bit too long. Let's like
Mhm.
try to not, you are getting older, so let's like not keep rocking like we're in our 20s with the way I'm eating.
Yeah. I think back to like my early 20s when I was going to school full time and working as a barista full time at Starbucks. I worked for Starbucks for 6 years,
Yeah.
and the amount of just caffeine and sugar and garbage Starbucks pastries that I consumed, where I'd be like,
Yeah.
oops, this toffee bar is broken. And just like,
Yeah.
oh no, and just like crumbling stuff and just mainlining cookies and lemon bars straight into my mouth hole.
Hmm.
It's astounding. Like, and just also the amount of soy because I was
Yeah.
vegetarian and I would be just like chugging soy chais and then go home and eat like Morning Star, like make like a soy corn dog.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna live forever. That's
Hell
great.
yeah,
Had
brother,
no
let's get it.
skincare routine, just like, oh, just a makeup wipe.
I
Life is good.
know. I know. For real. I'm just yeah, whatever. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. We were built differently too.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. Every generation is like a different model, and that's important to remember.
My coworkers are mostly Gen Z. because I'm underachieving, and I'm their wise elder, which is very exciting. I'm like the oldest person that they know. I I know Gen Z gets a lot of crap. I think they're pretty cool. They've like really embraced their depression, which I think is very funny. They'll just be like, not me having a Menti B in the walk-in fridge. I'm like, a what? A Menti B, a mental breakdown. I'm like, oh, sweetie, you need to go to the doctor and get some welly boo-boo. Like that's not just like putting stickers on your water bottle that are like, just breathe. And like, you can do it, girl. Like you should go talk to someone because you're only like 20 years old and you're really sad. You have your whole life to be sad. I just don't want you to get ahead of yourself there.
Your husband has a nervous tummy, so he probably couldn't keep up with us, I guess, right?
So he has a little bit of a nervous tummy. He did pass out when he got his COVID vaccine. And
oh, damn. Okay.
A very funny thing is, in all of my excitement in recording this album, I left out the most important part, which is that he passed out and he pissed his pants when he got his COVID vaccine. So I don't know what, excuse me, the setup was like in LA, but we had drive-through, vaccine stations. So I think he went to like Grand Canyon University nearby and was in like one of the lanes. And before he could even get his car in park, he was like starting to feel kind of lightheaded. He gets a little woozy with shots and needles and stuff and started to pass out. And he was like, uh-oh. And they saw him, because they're like, we're going to give you your shot. And then you hang here for like 10 minutes or whatever. And he passed out. And he said he woke up, he came to and was getting like a sternum rub from the fire department, and
holy shit,
peed his pants.
Oh no!
It's such a funny detail to leave out. So I'm glad that I have this opportunity to clear that up on your podcast.
Yes, no, exactly.
He is a very sweet man, and there have been like other instances of like, where he's like, unfortunately, like if he's been at the hospital or the doctor, he's like, hey, I'm probably going to pass out. And they're like, oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. Everyone says that. And he's like, no, I really am. And they're like, no, you'll be fine. And then I'll hear a commotion. He's like, oh my God, no one, everybody says that and they never do. I'm like, yeah, no, he always does.
Yeah, I am a fainter. You need to have the vapors nearby, please. Thank you.
I'm like, he's not just saying that. He's a grown man.
Yeah, he should know at this point.
Yeah.
Is it like the needle or like, I mean, there's no blood for like an injection, or is it just like the nerves of that? Do you have any idea like what does it?
I'm not sure exactly what it is that gets him kind of like woozy. I just know when he went back to get the second round of the COVID vaccine, so I drove him that time.
Yeah.
And at the first time, the EMT had been like, so when you come back, like, when you get your shot, it's good to like focus on wiggling your toes. It gives your brain something to focus on, so wiggle your toes. And he like tried to crack a joke. They're like, so what are you going to do when you come back in a couple weeks? I think they were kind of like trying to like sort of test his vitals and all that. And he was like, I'm going to bring a diaper. And he didn't get a laugh. He's like, come on, man, I pissed my pants, or like, give me a break, like, throw me a bone, just laugh here, like, I'm sitting here.
Yeah, let me have this.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Least you could do is just, pretend to laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Give me a little something right now. Don't make me bomb after I piss my pants. Like,
yeah, he's like, damn, tough crowd. I'm like, yeah, I know, it's rough out there.
Yeah.
Arizona, man, these crowds, you never can tell.
No, you really can't. They cross. They're like, the shot made you piss your pants. Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There had been, I won't go into it, but somebody was like, oh, was it the vaccine itself that made him sick? And I'm like, no, bitch. He just was like, oh my God. No, he's like a big D&D guy. Like for a while had a D&D group of guys that they would play uh, they would play D&D over the computer together. They have some system, I don't know what it's called, to be able to play it. And as somebody that hasn't played it, it truly does seem really fun, and I feel like I would really enjoy it. But as somebody who hasn't played it, to hear just his end of the conversation is so wild, just like out of context, to just like hear just it's like walking into the most bizarre conversation, with him just like at the computer in the bedroom, and it's just like, so I'm gonna walk in there and slice his head off, or like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Like, wait,
just, like,
what's happening?
Yeah, just like carrying on for hours, having the best time. But yeah,
I always thought that D&D would be fun, but I've never played it or anything. But I've always been like, I like the idea of it, but
he's really into board game stuff, and it's very funny. So we have also like a ton of board games, and there's a funny dynamic because he likes a lot of like very nerdy board games, and I'm the person that like very much glazes over when the person is describing the instruction. And I also, it's like, I know it's important to him. Like, as his wife, I'm like, I do want to be supportive. I'm like, this is important to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want him to think I'm an idiot. And like, I'm trying to pay attention. I don't want him to think he married a total dum-dum. And like, just like all these things, I'm like really trying to understand some of these games that are like all these characters and like oh my gosh, all the details of them.
Yeah, those games I always just go on vibes, or I'm like, you're just gonna I'm a tactile learner, so we're gonna need to be in the shit for me to figure it out.
Yeah, because I mean, some of them are the games where it's like 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yes.
Of intense, it's like combat stuff, and I was like, this is not. I was like, we were kind of like a word game family, or like, guess who? Like, this is not I did not grow up with this, so
totally, man. We one comic one year for her birthday hoodwinked a bunch of us into playing this Battlestar Galactica board game that we didn't think nobody else thought it was gonna be an intense thing, and then it turned into a 6-hour game, and we were like, it's her birthday, none of us want to be doing this, but we had to. So it was just 7 people putting on a happy face for a 6-hour thing, and we're like, I didn't know it was gonna be that. Come on. It's okay.
He'll get me. He knows me well enough. He'll be like, "Look at the artwork on this game," and it'll be like beautiful, kind of tarot card looking. And I'm like, "Oh, she is so beautiful," and she looks, it's like a wood nymph looking. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that does fun and magical." And I'm like, okay, 7 hours later, I'm like, my blood sugar is low. I'm gonna murder someone. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We're gonna stay in love. We need to finish this game. He would be perfectly happy playing a board game with friends like all day.
Yeah. Aw,
like, I don't want to disappoint you, but we're not made of the same stuff here.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have differences like that in a relationship. Like, all right, cool. You can focus on the tactical stuff. I'll be over here doing anything else.
Yeah, it's cool. He's found some, like, there's these really cool game stores that you can go there and buy games, but they're just places for people to hang out and play, and they do like competitions, people painting figurines and stuff, but they're very, very nice, welcoming, inclusive spaces. I've gone there to purchase games for him for gifts, and I'm like, this looks fun as hell, like where they have conference room kind of spaces that you can rent and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like they're like nice nerdy vibes, not mean nerds. I don't love a mean nerd. These are like very sweet nerds.
Yeah, and it's important to remember that the sweet nerds are still out there. I feel like the mean nerds have really taken up the mantle in a bad direction, and it's like, no, you don't speak for all nerds. There's still good ones out there, and they're delightful.
Yeah. So he's found there's one really close by us in Phoenix. And it's called Funkatronic Rex.
Oh, good name.
Yeah, it's like a fun name. But he connected with some guys there, and they they would get together and do board games Friday nights, and it's very cute. He'll be like, I keep winning. Like, I think they're gonna like kick me out of the board game group because I'm beating them.
It's so funny. One of my best friends is a good nerd, and he is part of a trivia group. And I'm not a trivia person. I don't like playing bar trivia. I'm always like, I am smart in a different way than
Yes.
this. But their team is like the villains of their trivia because they win every single week. Like everybody hates
Mm,
them, and he's just
yes.
like, yeah, I guess we're just the best team. And I'm like, ooh, it's fun hearing you get a little cocky about it and something. I love it. Come on, flip that collar, buddy. Let's do this.
I love
I love it. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Mention.
He always joke so he'll bring some board games to like family events and stuff. Like, when we have like a lunch or dinner or whatever, get together for
Yeah.
family functions. They're always like, oh, have Eric bring some board games. And he has a game called Secret Hitler.
I've
Um,
heard of this. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, and we haven't played it because we always make the joke because he's not Jewish, and it's just
Yeah.
very funny with my family. We are Jewish.
Yeah.
Of him showing up to my fairly observant family, whether it's like Shabbat dinner or just like hanging out, just bringing Secret Hitler.
Yeah.
Just like I like picture this like sweet nerdy man trying to explain to my family about a game called Secret Hitler.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe we bring like, Ticket to Ride or something
Yeah.
instead.
We could play Sorry. Like we could do
Yeah,
some old school.
yeah.
I married a nice, nerdy Midwestern boy. Highly recommend. He's a real sweet guy. He weighs maybe like 125 pounds. Okay, real skinny man. And I've had people say like, "Why don't you want some big, strong dude that can protect you? Like, don't you want some big, strong dude?" And I'm like, "We have multiple swords in our house. I feel pretty safe. There's some throwing stars in there too." We have pretty different pop cultural references. That's kind of tough. He's into like Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games. So sometimes he'll be like, "So I'm a half orc with major charisma and I rolled a 12 and I have to role play as a woman who knows what that means." I'm just like, "You did it, babe. You slayed the dragon." I don't know. But he doesn't know what it means when a woman's laying on the floor crying listening to Fiona Apple. Like, I'm just like, should I throw her some treats? Like, should I just kind of pet her hair? How do we approach this?
Not a fan. Oh, did you come back in here to let me know you're displeased? He loves to just come in and just be like, I'm just the ennui. The ennui is heavy within him. The moodiest. We dog sat for friend's dog 2 nights ago because they were going to Magic Castle, and their dog was just like a big fluffy white dog, zero trauma in this dog, just like a fun, happy dog, just having a good time. And I was like, these are two different animals. Like, I
Yeah.
forget that you guys are the same. I've had like this old man that's been with a tortured past for the last 16 years of my life.
Yeah. I mean, that really like Johnny it was like such old man energy because he was
Mhm.
like 13. I got him when
Yeah.
he was 5. So he was like, his
Yeah.
eyesight was terrible. His hearing was very bad.
Hmm.
He was like not eating. He's just like, he always had very Eeyore energy and he looked like a little lamb. And he just was
Hmm.
like, okay. Like
Yeah.
he would come camping with us and people would be like, oh, he loves camping. We're like, I don't know if he loves it, but he tolerates it. Like,
Yeah.
and he would always just like at some point during the camping, he would just like get in the car and be like, all right, I'm ready to go home. Just like
Yeah.
sit in the car, like, all right, guys, this is enough. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. We
But like,
can get on out of here.
yeah, but like to go from this like very like
Yeah.
heavy
Yeah.
energy, and then a dog that they told us was 2 years old, which was probably not even, he's
Yeah.
maybe, a year old at that point, maybe, with like so much energy. It was like a real surprise for us. Like, oh, you can like hear very much what is going on. You know, he'd be barking. It was like something like a neighbor out back was walking his dog. I'm like, oh, you can hear those dogs like jingling and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, I haven't had a dog with full senses for quite a
Yeah.
while.
Like,
Yeah.
they're like 4th of July. Johnny's just like, yeah, I'm sleeping through this. This is fine.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Jack
You could light off fireworks in the house, and he would be like, that's fine, you guys.
I have a theory that Jack was a Vietnam veteran in a former life. The way because
Oh,
he's got a
God.
real garumph about himself that I'm like, all right, buddy. Yeah. He just looks at the fireworks and goes, I don't need those. That's not
I
me.
do love a grumpy dog, though.
Oh, yeah. My heart
Yeah,
for a
I know.
grumpy
We both
dog.
just like touched our heart, like, oh, yes.
Mm. It's the thing that makes me a comedian, I think, is the thing that loves a grumpy dog because it's the challenge of winning love
Yeah.
a little bit, for me at least. I don't know.
I mean, I love dogs, but
No, yeah.
like a grumpy dog.
Mhm.
I also, it's just sad boys in general. That's always been a problem for me.
Yes.
Rescuing all of the sad boys.
Oh, yeah.
Did a lot of that in my 20s and a little bit into my 30s.
Hmm.
Mama loves a sad boy.
Yeah, I often tell Rick, who's in a lot of therapy, so he's like a sad boy that's in recovery, doesn't want to be a sad boy, which is
Yeah,
why we
Eric
work.
too. Doing the
Yeah,
work. We love to hear it.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
I always tell him, I'm like, I don't have daddy issues. I think I have doggy issues because I'm dating a version of my dog. Like they're grumpy in the same way, kind of like. And it took them a really long time because like when two sides of a magnet or the same magnet just like repels against each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the reason you guys don't get along is because you see too much of yourself in each other. That's what's going on. But they've figured it out now. It took a couple of years though.
That's
But yeah,
pretty sweet.
I'm always like, oh yeah, you guys just are annoyed at the same things, would like the same number of friends, and like, if I feel fiercely protected, then I'll take it.
From pictures and how you've described him, Jack to me always seemed just like an old Jewish man.
Yes.
Much, yeah. Like I can picture, like when I think of some of my Bubby's friends, I'm like, yeah, this seems like Jack, like kind of reincarnated.
Absolutely. He's definitely got like a lot of opinions about soup. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Doesn't want to be cold,
yeah, just wants
very,
to be comfy.
yeah, he wants that parking spot.
It was a really hard thing to go through losing our dog Johnny, but it was really special to be there with him, like for his last moments, and just a really beautiful thing to get to share that experience together. And I learned a lot from it. Like I learned my husband is really good at digging graves, you guys. I was like, okay, babe, but also noted, like. I've seen enough true crime documentaries. I'm like, noted. I want to share with you guys exciting news that actually we have a new dog, which is really wonderful. Thank you. And yeah, thank you. But I want to share with you how I knew that I was ready for a new dog in my life. So for those of you that have pets, you probably know you have to like sing songs to them all the time and like make up little songs with their names in them. So Johnny was the best dog. He had a lot of songs that I would sing to him, just like pretty absent-mindedly. Just like, he's my poodle pie. Just oh, sorry. None of these are good, by the way. I don't know. You were expecting like some Weird Al bangers. They're all just like. My favorite, though, it goes, who's eating treats and shaking his tushy, barking at everybody he sees? Who's the best boy with such a big weenie? Everyone knows it's Johnny. Thank you. Thank you. I've never sung that publicly into a microphone before. Thank you. But once he passed, I noticed I was just like going to sing these songs, but he wasn't there. And I was like, oh, it feels weird to be like singing these songs at nothing. And I just started like singing songs about like random things in the house. And like But I caught myself like opening the fridge to get a snack, and I got some cheese, and I was like, snack and cheese, whip out your dick for snack and cheese. And I was like, it might be time to get another dog. And that's how I knew I was ready to love again. Thank you so much.
I wish real life was like this, where I could have somebody edit out all of my bullshit.
I know, believe me, it's
Man, God bless Wally. Truly, like
he did such a great job. Shout out to Wally. Wally Skinner edited the album, mastered the album. Amazing. We love Wally Skinner here. Also did Kristen Leidy's album from last year. And from yourself. Yeah,
he crushed it.
Great. He's awesome. And I haven't met Mishka's wife yet, but she did your album cover.
Oh my God.
What is her name again?
Alejandra,
yeah. And she's an amazing artist. Like I look forward to meeting someday.
I'm so excited about that cover.
It's amazing.
I've been sending it to people because I was like, oh, I don't know if I should like wait to show people like, for pre-sale or for when it comes out. And I was like, what I told her of like what I was envisioning, because I can't draw at all. And, I was giving her some ideas. Like I liked this there was like some movie poster, like I kept seeing of like looking over the glasses, and I was like, I want something reflected in the glasses. And I kind of like this idea of like the kind of like basic bitch font, like I'm a dog mom or I'm a boy mom, and like playing with that. And I feel like she like hit everything and hit it out of the park. And I've already had people, they're like, can I get that on a t-shirt? And I'm like, okay, we need to get the album selling and then we'll talk t-shirts, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Let me get this out first, please.
Yeah, you gotta order the album. We need to sell a whole bunch of it, and then maybe I'll get you a t-shirt.
Absolutely. Well, if you are listening to the podcast right now, that means it is up for pre-sale currently. You can order your copy now on Amazon, iTunes, and Bandcamp. And then it will be streaming everywhere on May 2nd. But buy a copy. Let's get up them charts, baby. Come on.
Dead dog mom.
Come on. Let's buy Farley some cocaine. Why not? Let's get
Farley
enough
Brown.
money.
He could use some more treats.
Yeah, we need to sell an 1/8 worth of albums. I think that's that's the goal, everybody. Whatever that math is, I don't know, but
I also don't know because I have not done cocaine.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm cut out for that.
I did like Kim Kardashian, unfortunately, has an energy drink that I got a free one of, and it was very good. Steal them if you can. Don't give her money.
Yeah. Steal it from a Whole Foods, even better.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm pro theft, except steal Kim Kardashian's energy drinks from Whole Foods, and that money you saved, buy Sarah's album with it.
That's a great plan, actually.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what we do.
That's actually the soundbite right there.
Yeah.
The money you saved, take it, dead dog mom.
Dead dog mom, right over here.
That's the blurb, folks.
Hell yeah, we got it. Oh man, Sari, where can everybody find you online and see everything from you?
I am on Instagram, Sari Beliak. I'm on Threads, which is connected to Instagram. I'm occasionally on Facebook. What else? What else are the kids on?
Those are all the basic ones.
I've never posted a TikTok, but I'm hoping to get real brave and maybe do that. Amazing.
All right, everybody. Well, go buy Dead Dog Mom right now, and you can find everything else on Burn This Records at burnthisrecords.com, Burn This Records on Instagram, and we're going to be talking about it all week. So go pick it up and give it a listen, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
I hope you love it.
You will. I know you will. All right. Bye, everybody.